So, let's go to Matt really quickly. Go ahead, Matt.
Hey, Shelly, I just wanted to state something real quick in case people didn't realize it, that the Trump plan, it can be joined with people from people under 18.
Yep.
It doesn't have to be between 2025 and 2028.
Yep.
It's just you only get the $1,000.
Absolutely. Thank you for that clarification.
So,
I appreciate you.
Can I make one statement real quick, too, about the...
Absolutely.
Okay. I was going to say, too, that the reason why we're not together as a country is, in my opinion, they could fix it by just doing away with the two-party system and let everybody run on the platform of whatever they choose. You elect them based on what they believe, not what their party affiliation is.
I agree with you, Matt, but we'll never get there, so we, the voters, have to do that. In order to force the parties to do that, we, the voters, have to do that first. But great point. Great point, my friend. Have a wonderful day, my brother. So Graham Platner is running for U.S. Senate. He's running against Susan Collins, right? So all of these allegations now are coming out. Ex-girlfriend said he removed condoms without consent during sex. I got to be careful in what I say next. I think that's disgusting for men to do. I really do. I've never done anything like that in my life. That is just a disgustingly evil thing to do. And it's assault. It is a form of assault, right? Because the woman believes that you're protected. You're protecting her, and of course, as men, we're protecting ourselves as well. And to take it off purposefully and not say nothing is disgusting. But that's an ex-girlfriend coming out to say that. A couple other women have come out and said that he assaulted them. And I don't think women make these things up, right? I want to be very clear. I don't think women make them up. I just always find it, for lack of a better way of putting it, odd that these allegations only come up when a person's running for office. That's what I find odd. Like Graham Platner has lived in Maine, whatever he was doing, like, why didn't someone say this before? And I understand people are ashamed and people, they feel guilty sometime. And I know the emotions that women have because I've never been sexually assaulted. So I can't tell you what goes through a woman's mind. And I would never try and sit here as a talk radio host and try and explain it, right? And I know it can be an emotionally trying moment in time, and it probably stays with you for the rest of your life. But it's just odd to me that it always happens when someone's running for office. And why I bring that up, and I'm not saying that this guy's telling the truth and he should be defended, not at all. He's a slug, right? But I'll get to that in a couple minutes. He is a slug. But isn't there a guy working at Amazon warehouse right now that nobody knows about? Is it possible that he sexually assaulted someone several 10, 15, 20 years ago? And isn't there a woman who's victimized by that? Why doesn't that happen to them? Why does this only happen to these guys? Or is it that I'm just hearing about it because these people are running for office? That's quite possible. I won't say that's not possible. But it just always seems like during these political times, during our elections, someone's running for office, and then all of a sudden a whole slew of allegations come out. And then when the person drops out, the women just go away. I'll never forget when my great friend Herman Cain, rest in peace, was running for office. He was climbing up the polls. Then all of a sudden, all these women came out and said, oh, he touched me, he assaulted me, he did this. And then when he dropped out, all of a sudden, I heard nothing from them again. I mean, if they're really victims, shouldn't we follow up? Shouldn't the media follow up? You chased them down, you found them, you got them to tell their story. The person drops out, then they just go away. It's always suspicious to me. When you level an allegation, you get the person to drop out the race, and then you go away. Where's the justice in that? They went away. The person's not running anymore. And then you just go back to your nice home, and that's it? You don't press charges? You don't go to the law? You don't go to the police? The police don't come to you and say, hey, man, what happened? Maybe we should charge this guy. It just always seems unseemly, and it makes women it makes it hard to believe women, to be quite honest with you. And it shouldn't be that way. If someone comes along and makes an allegation against me, we're going to court. Okay, let's go to court. Have me arrested. Let me go down. Let me bail out. And then let's go to court. Let's try this in a court of law. You're not just going to say it, ruin my life, and just go away after you've ruined my life. No, I'm fighting it. But this guy is a slug. But here's my problem with the Democrats, especially with the good senators Ossoff and Warnock here in Georgia, because they both have come out and said that he needs to drop out. And my question to both of them is not because they're senators. It's because one is Jewish and one is African American. The Nazi tattoo didn't do it for you? Like, for real. Like, when you saw the Nazi tattoo on his chest, you should never have endorsed him at all, and you should have said something then. And I'm making a broader point. I'm using the Senators Ossoff and Warnock to make this broader point. For minorities in both parties, if we see something wrong, I'm an African-American conservative. If I see something wrong or something is said wrong or something I disagree with in my side of the political fence, I'm going to say something. I'm not just going to go along with it, and then when someone else says it, all of a sudden I'm outraged, because then I have no credibility. To say something now about Graham Platner because of these allegations, but you're okay with the Nazi tattoo? You're okay with the anti-Semitic comments? That's crazy to me. It really is. We should not be in this country, to Matt's point that just called in, and it's a great call. We shouldn't just be all for our parties. You at some point, all of us as individuals have to have a moral backbone to say, whoa, wait a minute. I know he's running as a Democrat. I would like to unseat Susan Collins too, but I'm uncomfortable with the Nazi tattoo. Not, oh, that's okay. Oh, wait, allegations of harassment, sexual assault? Okay, well, I'm not going to say nothing. Oh, wow, it's up to 5? Okay, I'm going to come out and say something now. That's why, and I say all of this to both sides of the aisle. I say this, that's why our children are turning to a completely destructive socialist party. Because they see that. They're sitting there and they're saying, wait a minute, hold up. I get sexual assault is worse than a tattoo, but you weren't hesitant to support them after you saw the tattoo? You weren't hesitant to support them when they were saying these things before? You just supported them? Now Bernie Sanders says he needs to drop out. Well, Bernie, you're Jewish. You weren't in any way, shape, or form bothered by the Nazi tattoo, but you were bothered by the non-Nazi tattoo that you thought was a Nazi tattoo when Pete Hegseth had a tattoo on his chest. That bothered you. That's why our kids are turning. Our kids are turning because they're looking at the socialists, the Democrat socialists of America, because those people are actually saying what they believe. Whether you agree with it or not, the kids can hang their hats on that. They can hang their hats on a policy that says, hey, we want health care for all. We want housing for all. We want free education for all. Now, we as adults will say, well, how are you going to pay for all of that? They're simply saying, well, stop spending so much on a war that you didn't have to go to. But they're especially saying, I'm sorry, but you just supported this guy who had a Nazi tattoo on. You're telling me not to yell pro-Palestinian messages, but you supported this guy, and you supported him all the way up until the point that his poll numbers started to go down. And they're seeing everyone as cynical game players, and that's why they're going to the Democrat Socialists of America. I'm telling you. It's real. Shelley Winter Show, 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB-TALK. We'll be right back.